I want to talk to you about Wave versus FreshBooks versus Zoho Books. Of course, we are speaking about small business accounting software. We want to do a quick compare and contrast between those three tools. So here are the considerations I want you to pay attention to. So I want to first start with Wave. So when you think about Wave business accounting software, what are the pros and cons here that we have? So Wave, you have most features that are free within the software. You have a good dashboard. I mean, the dashboard, the UI and the UX are pretty great. You have a smart selection of features for very small businesses. So if you are a startup or a micro business, you want to go primarily with Wave. You have an excellent invoice transaction management modules, and you have a tool that works for businesses that use multiple currencies. So if you have some kind of international operations, you will love Wave. What about the cons here? Well, there is an additional fee for scanning and uploading receipts. You have sparse record templates. Invoice customization could be stronger in our view, and you have no dedicated time tracking capabilities. But overall, when you think about Wave, I want you to think about a tool that's great for small and micro businesses. Okay, and Wave actually has a lot of core features that are really fantastic, especially when it comes to customer vendor records, product service records, invoices, estimates, and so forth. And Wave actually is free to a certain extent. So the company actually changed their pricing model during COVID. Wave used to be free unless you sign up to accept customer payments or use the app's payroll features. And so the thing is that they have actually recently switched their pricing a little bit. They have added a fee for scanning and uploading receipts. So they're charging you like about $8 per month. And so it's important to see that. Wave is definitely safe to use. I mean, bank data connections with Wave are read-only and use a 256-bit encryption. And its servers are housed under physical and electronic protection. And Wave is PCI Level 1 certified for handling credit card and bank account information. And multi-factor authentication is required for bank connections through Applied, a third-party account aggregator that's standard in the financial industry. So that's really cool. And in terms of setting up your accounting in Wave, pretty straightforward, not a problem. And you also have Wave gives you an overview of your finances. You have core accounting, and you are able to import transactions from your financial accounts into Wave also. So that's really cool. Now, you also have the ability to create sales transactions in Wave. Okay, Wave's customer, vendor, and product service records templates actually allow you to create transactions, although they do not allow the amount of detail you get on many other accounting sites like Zoho Books or Freshbooks for that matter. Okay, and considering it's a free product, Wave's invoice and estimate forms are good. Columns are customizable, and you can add sales tax and discounts and insert a logo. But more customization options will be welcome. And Wave actually handles expenses and bills also. And this is kind of cool. You can record the bills, mark them as paid, and track the status of your payables. And Wave now offers optical character recognition technology to read photos of receipts taken with a smartphone and turn them into categorized transactions. And this is really good. You can also add a payroll to Wave. And you also have Wave Mobile. So that's really fantastic. So we love that a lot. And I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is a pricing for Wave as of the date of this show. So you have the starter plan and you have the pro plan. And you can see that it's definitely pretty decent. So the pro plan is charging you $16 per month when billed monthly. If you want to have an annual billing, you actually can save a lot more. So that's kind of important. But overall, when you close your eyes and think about Wave, we love the fact that basically most features are free. You have a good dashboard. You have a smart selection of features for very small businesses. We're speaking about small business startups and micro businesses. And in terms of drawbacks, there is an additional fee for scanning and uploading receipts. And there is also the fact that there is no dedicated time tracking capability. So something that could be improved in our view. But the bottom line here is that Wave delivers an excellent double entry accounting service for very small businesses that want to import transactions from online bank accounts, and most features within the app are free. So this is kind of cool. I mean, Wave is something you want to think about if budgeting is an issue for you. Like if your cash inflows and cash outflows do not actually allow you to permit you to actually pay for small business accounting software, then Wave could be a strong candidate that you want to actually consider. Let's talk about FreshBooks. So basically, when you think about FreshBooks, again, we are still having a conversation about Wave versus FreshBooks versus Zoho Books. So when you think about FreshBooks, what are the pros and cons here? The pros first, you have a delightful user experience, context-sensitive settings, some unusual yet helpful features like retainers, for instance, projects and time tracking capabilities are there within the tool, and you have good mobile apps. So the mobile apps are really pretty solid within FreshBooks. What about the cons here? Well, you have extra costs for team members. The dashboard could be better in our view, and you have weak inventory tracking. So if you're thinking about tracking inventory within FreshBooks, you could be a little disappointed. So FreshBooks started as a simple invoicing program. Over the years, it has expanded in scope, adding new tools and enhancing existing ones year by year. Now, a full-featured double-entry accounting application for small to medium businesses, FreshBooks offers the best user experience of all the small business accounting applications that we have tested. And this is kind of cool. Now, I want you to look at right now on the screen. Here is the cost for FreshBooks. You have 7, 13, and 24. So 24 for the premium. If you want to go for the select plan, then you have to contact FreshBooks for them to actually see how they can actually they can set you up. Okay. And now FreshBooks is safe to use, that's for sure. FreshBooks servers are scanned regularly for vulnerabilities, and the company also uses industry standard encryption protocols and practices to responsibly transmit sensitive information, and multi-factor authentication is required. So that's kind of cool. So we judge FreshBooks as definitely safe to use. And so you are also able to get started pretty strongly with FreshBooks, not a problem. And FreshBooks sales tools are pretty solid also. The company's the software's accounts receivable tools are stronger than its accounts payable though. Client records contain extended contact information, but they're not as fleshed out as what you get from Zoho Books, for instance. This is one area where the site provides context-sensitive settings, which allows you to personalize settings for each client on the spot without visiting settings. And once you create a client record, or upload a simple CSV file, FreshBooks generates a homepage for your customers where you can access all the transactions you have created for that specific clients. So let's talk about bills and expenses in FreshBooks. Vendor records look and work like client records, and there are multiple ways to get expenses and bills into FreshBooks. So we love that a lot because we love the flexibility that FreshBooks is giving to the user here. You can enter vendor records manually, marking bills as paid because there is no online bill pay, assigning expenses to clients or projects and making them recurrent. You can also email or upload scanned copies of them, or snap photos of receipts with your smartphone. And expenses appear in a list of transactions that includes additional options for editing each line item. So that's kind of cool, especially when it comes to helping you with your cash inflows and cash outflows. And home pages for both payables and receivables, like invoices and expenses, are beautifully designed, as is the rest of FreshBooks. So you are speaking about a fantastic UI and UX here. And you can track inventory with FreshBooks, not a problem. And you also can actually track time and projects within FreshBooks also. This is kind of cool. In terms of the depth and breadth of the reporting, you have advanced accounting and reports in FreshBooks. And this is kind of cool. You also have FreshBooks mobile apps. So FreshBooks mobile apps have the tools and data small business people will need if they wanted to work on their accounting while away from their desk. There is an abbreviated dashboard and access to FreshBooks automatic mileage tracker, which allows you to use your phone to record mileage as you drive. And this is kind of cool. And so when you think about FreshBooks, think about a tool that has something for almost everyone. Okay, so this is kind of cool because you are able to go granular. And that what we love about FreshBooks is that, as I said a little earlier, basically you have a fantastic aesthetic. You have a user experience. You have a user interface is really cool also. And companies that need more sophisticated inventory management should consider actually the Plus version of QuickBooks Online, because it costs more than FreshBooks Premium unless you add multiple team members, but it's more flexible and customizable in many areas. But having said that, FreshBooks is still fantastic. I want to talk to you about Zoho Books. So when you think about Zoho Books, what should you be thinking about? Well, first of all, here are the advantages and the disadvantages of this tool. The advantages first, you have depth and flexibility in every module. You have multiple sales and purchase form types. You have excellent customizable reports, that's for sure. You have fast, clean user interface and navigation, and you have great mobile apps. So that's kind of cool, especially when it comes to differentiating your accounting from your cash inflows and cash outflows and your invoicing or billing, for instance. What are the drawbacks of Zoho Books? Zoho Books, in our view, may be too complex for some smaller businesses. Time tracking must be tied to projects, no inventory assemblies, and there is an extra charge for turning uploaded documents into transactions. And in terms of Zoho Books specs, you have double entry, all major accounts receivable, accounts payable forms, and you also have mobile access. So this is kind of cool. Now, how much does Zoho Books cost? I want you to look right now on the screen. So you have a free version, a standard version, a professional version, and a premium version. So this is kind of straightforward. Okay, they have four pricing tiers. Now, the pricing tiers actually will be tied to the number of users that you actually have to that you want to actually set up. Okay, and so the free plan, one user plus one accountant, is robust for a no-fee accounting solution, though you can't connect to your banks to import transactions. So this is kind of important. The first paid tier of service is the standard plan, and 3 users. Then you have the professional plan, 5 users. The premium plan for 10 users. The premium actually is pretty solid. Okay, in terms of setting up Zoho Books, pretty straightforward too. Nothing really complicated. Although I should really warn you that you should expect a steep learning curve at the beginning at least. Okay, and so basically you have to set things. I mean, when you look at the dashboard is good, but there are certain features that if you're not used to accounting software in the past, you might find a little cumbersome. Let's talk about the Zoho Books sales tools. I mean, Zoho Books Professional is at least as capable of handling receivables as QuickBooks Online at half the price. Customer records are incredibly detailed, and you can even create custom fields. Once you have entered all of the contacts data, the page shows all that information a lot more. So in terms of granularity, in terms of detail, you are really in good hands here. There is a timeline for all the records activity, and as well as a list of related transactions. You have access to any emails you have exchanged with the customer, as well as an updated statement that you can send. Invoices and other sales forms like quotes and retainers are exceptionally customizable and contain more than enough fields. So that's really good. You can choose from multiple templates and add, edit, and modify their content, including custom fields. You can access all settings right from the form itself to make modifications on the fly and make the forms recurring. And completed forms appear on their own landing pages, which link to related tools, a timeline, and even the transactions journal entries. And you have bills and expenses within Zoho Books also, and those are really pretty. I mean, the process here is pretty straightforward as well. And Zoho Books actually tracks inventory, but They offer a mixed bag when it comes to inventory tracking because Zoho Books is better than FreshBooks, but not as good as QuickBooks and Xero. Its item and service record templates allow you to enter both sales and purchase information, even offering 13 units of measure more than competitors. If you choose to have the application track inventory, you can enter your opening stock number and rate your reorder point. And Zoho Books tracks your inventory stock level, taking into account items to be invoiced and billed, displays actually a list of related transactions, and provides the item's history. It does not, however, and this is a big however, allow you to group multiple items as assemblies. You have to buy an add-on Zoho inventory starting at $29 per month for that. So the good thing is you have reports galore within Zoho, okay? You have Zoho Books. Zoho Books actually is you have Zoho Books Mobile. You also have the security level is really fantastic. Zoho Books is very safe to use, not a problem. So if you are looking for granularity, you're looking for broad and deep accounting, and you are already using Zoho other apps, this could be an exceptional small business accounting service for you. So what's the overview here? Wave versus FreshBooks versus Zoho Books. Which one should you go for? Well, before you choose which one you want to go for, let's have a clear idea about how to actually go about choosing accounting software for your business in the first place. You want to go with your budget, right? Choose accounting software that fits your budget. And you also have to really understand that user friendliness and user interface is important, because the best accounting software is the one that you know how to use, the one that your team knows how to use. It's not about the features necessarily. It's about the one that you are going to use. You might not technically be a bookkeeper, or you're not new to money management. You've been managing your finances ever since you first debated whether or not you should break your piggy bank or fill up some more. But you got to really understand that accounting software comes with all different types of skill levels in mind. Some are simple and made for the non-accountant. Others are more suited for accountants. In the end, it doesn't matter who you are. You should look for software that offers free resources and customer support. That way, if you do need to learn something new, there is an easy way to make sure you have the right information, right? So that there is no steep learning curve. And so one thing I want to say here is that you want to decide the features you need for accounting software. Because when we talk about accounting software, whether you choose Wave, FreshBooks, or Zoho Books, there are some common features that you really need to have. You want to create and track invoices, pay vendors, compile financial statements, process credit cards, integrate with bank accounts, record customer histories. And you want to actually look for a mobile app, because if you are on the go owner, you are looking for flexibility. You got to look for flexibility. Make sure that quality customer support is there when you need it, because that's the best way for you to actually cover your back in case something were to happen. Okay. So in terms of choosing the best accounting software for you, pay attention to reports, accounting methods, security, commitment, and reviews, also customer reviews, and watch shows like this one to have a clear idea which one you should go for. So here is the selection. Wave versus FreshBooks versus Zoho Books. Which one should you go for? If you are short on cash, go with Wave. If you are looking for granularity, go with FreshBooks. If you are looking for, let's say, more thorough reports, as well as if you already use other Zoho apps, go with Zoho Books. In closing today's conversation, I just had a quick compare and contrast with Wave, FreshBooks, and Zoho Books. And so I gave you the considerations, the overview, the selection, and the closing arguments. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.